I guess that's it.
All right.
Hey guys, as longtime fans of normal boots, this is Asagao Academy. I guess they just made this for some reason.
Yeah, I don't remember when, but
but
I have never. No, we know nothing about it. We just know it exists, and we want to have an orgy of everyone. So
this starting stream really gets me, mostly because I see Ginny from Harry Potter, and then she looks like a boy. She looks like a boy with pink hair. Like this chick over here, she looks like a girl. This chick could also be a boy. There could be a penis somewhere in there, down under. Alright, we're hitting.
Whenever I think of pink hair, I think of Yuno Gasai.
Alright, I'm hitting play in 3, 2, 1, now. Chapter 1. Are there subtitles?
Yeah, there is.
There is? Okay. Oh, because there's no voice acting.
Yeah.
Whoa! Okay, we're going fast, dude. Holy shit!
Yeah. Alright, the train made its... Okay, you read this.
The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me further and farther away from home.
Just click it.
Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It had been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't looked at me once.
Hard to get, huh?
Devoid of conversation, I instead...
1, 2, 21, 3...
took to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth and over. Now and again, I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Jeez, because your fucking Sonic's pulling the train or some shit. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidity, is that a word? Made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3...
This is boring.
Oh, that's it. The train compartment shuddered around us.
Of course,
my eyes wandered to the boy and his jacket. I wasn't the school-issued blue that I or the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green, varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front. Dude! Who is that? Is that Jared?
Yeah.
He looks like a douche.
So, you're a first year then.
He folded his newspaper neatly, set it on the lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Yo, you should tie your ties a little down, bro. Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. I like the sparkles.
Sparkles, holy
His
shit.
hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way that light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. Me? Oh, I guess we're Hannah.
Yeah, we're Hannah.
He glanced around the compartment empty beside us and laughed.
Ha ha ha!
Look at him laughing. Oh shit! Whatever. The train began to slow. The train began to slow. Metal wheels groaning against the metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt.
Look at him.
That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a minute of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student? Question? Okay, sounds good, bro. Chill. He looks like a surfer dude, honestly. He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper was heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me. Well then, Hannah, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name and I never got his. The train settled at the station and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April. The last frost of winter had come and gone. Wait, they're starting in early April?
It's Japan after all.
Does that change the?
I don't fucking know.
The trees were already green, their leaves shivering, and the occasional gust wavering through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with the swarm of blue jacket bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far from the. I wasn't far to the school, and I was, from the first of my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords. Click, click, clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk to the train station to Asagao Academy the first time naked.
He said it!
Let's see what you win! My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. Aw, I hadn't changed.
Sad story.
There it is! By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouched at the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I had seen in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy.
They said it again.
I danced around. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people.
Blue people?
That sounds vaguely racist.
I think it's a Smurf.
Ah.
She's tripping out, probably.
Those weren't mushrooms that I should eat. Tiny blue people bounced around the academy main building. A girl dressed up, pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. And the rest of the group shifted into motion. I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions, and for a moment I panicked.
Oh my
God!
Hello there! A tired-looking man.
My eyebrows are bigger than the eyes that it's covering.
A tired-looking man with graying hair called out to the first years. A cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him.
Hey, look at that girl! That's Tall Boy talking.
Tall Boy?
Of course, Tall Boy. I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? Oh, that was Posh Boy. Let's stick away from Posh Boy.
Tall Boy. How desperate can you get? Oh, shit!
Hot shame crawled down my neck. Well, how does having pink hair make you desperate?
You could be Yuno Gasai. You could try to be a psychopath.
I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in the time to my shoes crunching against the gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this.
Did you die or something?
I mean, everyone in Japan
has like different colored hairs.
Who's got pink hair was destined to be a main character. Luckily, I found myself in the girls' dormitory, a large sign on the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? Wasn't that the pamphlet? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. This is a main character, but is it a member of...
No, that's your...
Is it just a friend?
I assume it was someone to be your friend, I don't know.
Well, because there are a couple of girls in normal boots. Right? I mean, Unicornism really isn't normal boots. I don't really know what she looks
Commander
like.
Holly is one.
Exactly. I don't know, maybe.
Maybe it's just a random girl.
I looked away. Then I looked back. She was staring at me.
Lesbianism?
She walked over.
Oh!
You must be my roommate.
What, already?
I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to perpetual bouncy castle. I like her smile. She's only got upper teeth. Me? Of course, silly. Let me guess. Room 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. I knew it!
Fourth wall! Fourth wall! Fourth wall.
I'm sorry. What? When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair.
Oh my god.
I told you. All girls with pink hair in anime or anime games are main characters.
Or at least the most unique looking.
Everyone knows that they're in a game except for us. Everyone knows but Hannah. I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had been making fun of me. I had spent over 5 minutes on campus and I was already being mocked. Well, remember, Tall Boy and Posh Boy also mocked you. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slacked from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Oh, she just looks like she shit her pants.
She's embarrassed.
Then she began to laugh again. No, it's great. I'm sorry. We were getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we?
Awkward.
I'm Sasaki? Sasaki!
Sasaki! My Sasaki!
It must be Hannah. I bowed my head. It's nice to meet you, Mai. May?
Mai.
I think is it Mai?
Mai, yeah.
Mai, okay. All your school books are waiting in our room and with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking towards the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check at the front desk already? Question mark? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll offer to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in a year. In year 3, you know. Oh, she must be a junior, I guess.
Yeah,
just barely legal.
No, actually, legal is 18 if you think about it.
I think it's 16 where we are.
Well, now you'll never know where they are. Just keep reading.
Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I brought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. But I didn't wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know. She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth. It left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Hey, she's happy now. We're good.
She held the front door open for me as I hurried inside.
It's all pink.
Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties that were, more often than not, how was your brag? And look how tan you got!
Oh my god!
It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Mai as she led me through the maze of students up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last. Narrow white doors lining both sides of the pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked to the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. We're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year, and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks that weird squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. We headed down to the hallway on the 3rd floor. Mai stopped us in front of the door, number 325. Oh, we have a journal? What is this?
I got a date. Oh my god! Already? Okay, go back.
That's weird.
We haven't barely got here yet.
What?
Just click on the actual screen or something. Or click on the journal or something. Oh, there we go.
Here we are. A faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink.
Wait. Oh, Jesus. Look, she shut the light. What the fuck?
Oh, she did hang up the lights. What's that bitch? Mine was already defacing them with the tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Look at this photograph!
God, Nickelback.
Some of the photos were of cats, but most were of male models and rugged musicians. Bunk bed, 2 writing desks, and with wooden chairs, a small dresser, and a mirrored vanity, all clearly provided by the school, were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets, throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know that it was horribly itchy.
Like a bunny.
I was about to say, look at that little tiny fucking bunny. I must have grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me. I brought way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break, and Mom got really mad at me because I bought 5 bags, but we were only there for a week. Wow. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me. There, that's much better. Thanks, Mai. Oh, you look unsure of yourself, Hannah. I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father. A dilapidated stuffed rabbit, an old portable radio, and a small black box. And Mai opened up the curtains and the sunlight poured in.
I'm blind!
So, where are you from? I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Amarisu?
Fuck it.
Irisu? Amarisu. Riri.
You probably haven't heard of it.
I said the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunt. Wow. It's like my cousin naming his stuffed beluga whale Beluga-E.
Beluga?
Mr. Bunny on the bed beside the purple and teal throw pillow. Oh. Did you go to different boarding school or... No, I went to public school down the street from my house. Public school?
What's that?
What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to private schools. My parents work a lot, and my dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience. Oh, hey, what's that? I removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box, and it was sitting on the unclaimed writing desk.
Be careful, the origami killer might come for you.
Oh, right? Oh, this, my mother made it for me a long time ago. Is her mother dead like all other anime people?
Most likely.
I sat it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me. Wow. It's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights. Let me get them. Mai went to her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long, tangled string of fairy lights. Oh, I guess this is just a decorated room after it's done.
Yeah.
And
maybe we've got to go around the window or something.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up. She grabbed a container of push pins, then pulled her wooden desk chair out and over one wall. I did the same with my own. Together we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room. How was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone? No, not really. I was in a compartment with some guy and... Some guy? Huh? Was he cute? Oh, she's blushing, but just here.
She already wants the poon.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even get his name. Mai seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up. You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again. Okay.
She wants the D.
Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly. Done!
It's like, done! Just stand up and do that Peter Griffin thing.
Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's a ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world. But the school only lets us leave campus on weekends. Mai walked to the window. Maybe we could go today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the cafeteria.
Yeah, that's
since you just got here. We could... She was suddenly interrupted by her own enthusiastic laughter. Oh my god, that's rape face right there.
Oh my god, she wants pussy too.
Oh my gosh, Mimi Santos totally just tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it. Oh, does that mean to laugh? Maybe I shouldn't have. Anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starving.
Someone's getting nosebleeds. Who gives a fuck?
She led me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. Hey, let's save. What does this button do?
Oh, different save states.
You have to overwrite your save?
You just have to click it once.
Okay.
Right, return.
The cafeteria was buzzing with students excited for the new year. The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into line behind Moo, taking an empty plastic tray. We shuffled through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, Mai led me straight to the table in the back where a few students were already sitting. When I sat down, I took a seat across from her. Yo! She's already touching herself.
Oh my god, you're right.
Hi, Mai. How was your break? It was good. Went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a ski jet and broke his ankle.
Oh god.
Ski jet? Jet ski? I was pretty sure it's jet ski.
I think it's translation errors.
It's better now, though. Oh, well, that's nice. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends and Mai turned back to me. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me, in a practically minute-by-minute account, about her fleeting romance last summer with the boy she met on the beach that didn't go further than a few salty kisses.
Salty kisses?
She kissed the tip of his penis 4 times. I sat back and let Mai talk. For the first time arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. I picked up my Brussels sprouts and studied Mai as she spoke. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her. She had a high, sing-song bird voice. Why does that make her upset?
I think she's looking at something, I don't know.
She was dynamic, her face twisting this way and then to exaggerated expression as she spoke. She laughed often. She imitated people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion of them. But most notably, she talked a lot. I didn't find this particularly annoying as it filled the silence, and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as Mai was rounding off a shockingly detailed account of the time she accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing, a flash of familiar green caught my eye. I glanced over. It's Jared. Hey, that's him. Huh? Who? I leaned across the table to whisper, just in case he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom. The boy from the train. That's him. Jared? Yeah, with the weird green jacket and the swoopy hair. He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye.
You.
Oh, you. I looked up at him, suddenly realizing he was talking to me. Henna, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you? Really well. I found my roommate and she's really been helping me out. Is he a senior or a junior or what?
I don't know. He's older than me.
I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck. In fact, looking around, everyone was. People stopped eating and turned to stare at Jared and me. The soldiers bunched around my neck. Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. 3rd year, right? I nodded. Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they can't compare to me, but I'll give them heads up
smug
to
asshole.
look out for
Sorry,
you. Yeah, right?
Sorry, Jared, but this is a smug asshole.
Yeah, seriously. He flashed a dazzling smile, then winked.
Look, I see the sparkle still.
Yeah, right? It was the least I could do for such a cute girl. Ah! Oh, he's so horny. Well, I'll see you around. Oh, dude, she's so jealous.
She's like, I want that dick.
I watched, a torrent of thoughts raging through my head as he took a seat next to a bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket. Normal boots.
They're all just wearing boots.
That's Jared. She tore her eyes away from him, looking at me. He's the most beautiful guy in school. I can't believe he just looked at me. I looked at
That's all you're
mine.
gonna get.
Her cheeks were glowing an indecent pink. Why do they wear those jackets? Aren't they the guys supposed to wear blue blazers as part of their uniform? No, they're allowed to. Jared? That girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Did I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything. But looking around, Mai and this girl were the only ones who were interested. Weren't the only ones interested. Everyone seemed to be listening in.
Wow, this is...
They seemed so surprised when he talked to me. Maybe a little white lie couldn't hurt? Well, what do we think?
Oh, God.
I guess so. The girl looked up and down The girl looked me up and down as if she was inspecting a piece of furniture for purchase. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself earlier, did I?
No,
that made us more popular because we know Jared. I know how the system works.
We gotta...
I'm Mimi. Hey. Oh, I guess, is that the girl who ate shit?
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Nice to meet you. How did you meet Jared? Oh, come on, Mimi. Jared's not interested. Mai and Mimi were staring at each other for a few seconds, having some kind of silent mental battle. Then Mimi turned away and continued to eat. Oh, she is pissed, dude. It's like she's only moderately pissed, but she will fucking rip into a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was clear that she was just trying to get in with you for her own agenda, so I cut her off. Get in with me? Why? Well, you asked me about those guys and their jackets, right? Those are their Normal Boots Club's jacket.
What is that?
Their... what? What's Normal Boots Club? Hey!
Normal
Who's
Boots.
this?
That's, damn. I think that's, it sounds...
Dude, he looks fucking horny. So
Anyway.
it's John...
Oh, no,
PG.
it's one of the guys from,
And Jacques is there?
Jacques the other bird, too. Oh, I know who the guy is. It's the, is that the guy from... He's from, Continue, I think.
Oh.
I forget his name, but...
Maybe. Are these the Continue guys, maybe?
These are Continue. We got John, PBG, Jared...
Who's that?
Satchel Drakes.
Okay, who's that?
That...
Oh, is that the guy who goes with the completionist?
No, that's Jimmy Wetzel, I think.
Okay.
And that's the completionist, anyway.
It's a club we have at the school here. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students. They get together and play video games or something. The one right there is John, also known as JonTron. His bird name is Jacques, or Jacques. John is the president of the drama club here at school.
He did a lot of acting in high school.
Next was PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team. And there is Gerard. People call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completed things. He's the biggest itty-bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model. There's Satch Bag, but everyone calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart. Those guys are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They write the column in the school newspaper called Continue? Paul, the one standing up, is the student council president. And the guy right there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone ever.
Shane from Digital Gaming.
Okay.
He's the guy that owns it.
She exhaled a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes. So being a nerd in this world is good? Wow.
Wow, we're going on great tracks.
So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club? You don't choose the boots. Haha. Hannah. Oh, I thought there was an H here.
Yeah, the
Hannah.
boots choose you.
Wow. That's exclusive. What does that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in their club, and they're like super selective. What are the boots?
The people.
The club has this boot statue. It's like one of their patches, but gold-plated. It's their mascot, I guess. They do this weird initiation ritual with it. Ritual? I hear they fill a room with candles and wear those totally creepy robes during initiation. This 2-year girl said she saw it once, and they were like chanting around the boots, and it sounded like they were talking backwards.
Is this like a form of hazing or something?
Maybe?
That's kind of rape, so it doesn't really work.
But I don't believe her, even if it's true. I don't care if they're cult because they're all really hot. Do they have a lot of friends? Yeah, tons of friends. I mean, I'd say that they're most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in school totally looks up to them. Bet they can get any girl in school too.
I assume it's like my friends we meet just only on Facebook and not enough because they're so exclusive.
Or boy, for that matter. Why is this game on my computer? Hey, are you going to eat your cake?
Cake!
I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table to her.
She's just like, not. The fucking digs in.
For my remainder of lunch, I listened to my talk about Jared through mouthfuls of half-dissolving frosting. Back in the dorm, I sorted through a pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. My fervently scribbled a notebook at her desk, hunched over it with strikingly poor posture. Hey, Mai? Mm-hmm. She didn't bother to look up. Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309? She shuffled through her papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure man on a powdered wig frowned at me from the cover. Yeah, this one. I sighed. I don't have that one. The school must have missed it. Mai shrugged and set the textbook back in her pile. They have a bunch at the library. You can just check one out. Where's the library? Mai riffled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed me a crudely drawn map. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be back in a bit then. Oh, we get to explore? No, we can't.
This is entirely linear. Well, I think it's just like heavy rain in which there's like different paths that lead to...
save number 4. Okay, I guess I did save there. Alright, we went 1, 4, 7.
Okay, we'll do that. Or we could just do it in 2 and just like go replace over it later or whatever.
It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting. Wow.
20 minutes?
The library was much larger than I expected. The walls lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk. A recognizably green and gray jacket bent behind the counter. Normal boots.
Oh, the gasms!
I briefly considered running away.
Already?
That'd be so weird.
Oh, my ovaries!
You turn around and this girl with pink hair is literally sprinting out of the library.
I can help you. My ovaries!
Satch. Can I help you? Too late. Yeah. Oh, shit. Which one is it? I guess she just asked for the book. Oh, I guess is that the save button? I right-clicked. Okay, I guess so. Which one is it? History 309 textbook. He stepped from behind the counter and motioned for me to follow. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane, Gerard, John. No, not John.
John has a bird.
Satch. Huh? Oh, you work here? Of course he worked here. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Yeah, I'm the librarian's assistant. It's my second year and I love it. I get to help people find books and that speak to them. His eyes twinkled like a kid on Christmas. Your book is right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was it all this history? And pulled out the book with the powdered, wigged man I saw earlier. Thanks. He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything. No. Thanks. You're welcome. As we headed back to the I thought it said carnivorous.
Yeah, that's what too.
Cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking. Just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. Wow. I resisted the urge to snuggle up. Wow.
Wow, we're already there?
We near the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. As we passed, one of them shifted. Oh my god.
Look at that face.
Something white flew past my face. Oh my god. Holy shit.
We're there already?
A thin piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If it was a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face. The student snickered and recognized the boys that made fun of my hair this morning among them. Oh, tall boy and posh boy.
Oh, the douchebags.
I wonder if they're part of, like,
no.
Spice Girls, but, like, boys.
I think it's like, no, I'm thinking Mean Girls, but more male.
My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but I came up with nothing. My hand started to shake. I hid it behind my back, trying to think of some way to defend myself. Why did you do that?
Sporty,
what do you mean?
Oh, sporty boy.
Oh, shit. I think there's a sporty posh. A sporty spice.
No, there's tall... There's tall...
Spice Girls, I mean. There's posh spice, a sporty spice, a thing?
But it was tall, posh, and sporty.
Yeah. Alright, we need 5. We were just messing around. Oh, that was posh. Are you suggesting we did it on purpose? I faltered. There was nothing I can say. I was outnumbered. They would twist my words around, no matter how straightforward I was. No, Sorry. One of the boys held his hand out for the paper. I inched closer to give it to him, angry at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were...
Jesus!
Okay, what?
I was thinking dead.
Jesus. A gentle warmth closed over my hand and took the paper from me. Satch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be better if you cut the corners before folding it. He placed the paper on the table. The boy looked at him in sheer awe. Oh, thank you, Sash. I could bully this girl so much easier now. Be careful, though. You almost hit her, and that would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response, but... Geez, we're sorry. We'll be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized?
Weird.
Thanks, I appreciate it. He gave him a wide smile and continued off down the aisles. I followed closely behind, my legs weak. Don't tell me they stopped because of him, simply because I was with him. I wanted to thank him. My heart was pounding so hard I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter and he scanned the history book. My lips trembled as I willed myself to say something, anything to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read? Oh, fiction? He chuckled. I just finished a good book. I think it would be right up your alley if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter, pulled out a thick green book, and passed it to me. A man in black stood on the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's one of my favorites. The Princess Betrothed. I wonder if that's a real book.
I'm gonna... You keep reading.
I knew things can be tough transferring from a new school. If you're ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you 100 miles away in a second. Gee, that's fast. Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head. Thank you, Satch. For more than just the books.
Okay, there's a book called The Jack and the Princess and Betrothed to the Prince.
4 out of 5 stars.
Oh, pretty good. I don't read, so I don't care.
You're welcome. Oh, sorry, I don't think I got your name. My name is Hana Mizuno.
Who? I'm a dreadful student.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Hannah. Hannah. And let me know how you like the book. I will. That couldn't have gone better. Not only was Sash impossibly kind, but being around him felt easy, refreshing. Like being doused in a mist of a waterfall. Oh gosh, what was I thinking? My cheeks hot, I left the library, 2 surprisingly heavy books under one arm. I settled down to bed, eager to get started on my new reading material, but Mai was sitting at her desk, carving a pencil idly into the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes she released a long, drawn-out sigh as the lead of her pencil whined against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait. Is something wrong, Mai? Asagao? Stingers. I guess she's playing volleyball.
Yeah.
She let out another dreary sigh. I hope Jared dropped the bass. I hope Jared noticed me this year. Does Jared know you like him? My whirled around in faint shock. I don't like Jared. Oh. I closed my book and set it aside, decided to play along. Well, have you at least tried talking to him? No. I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again? She bobbed her head from side to side, considering it like it's never crossed her mind before. Yeah, maybe I could. Satisfied, I picked my book back up. Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hannah? Huh? Me? No, never. Really? Never? Never. I bet you 100,000, or was it 10,000? 10,000 yen. That you meet a totally cute boy here and fall in love by the end of the school year. You're crazy. I buried my face in the back of my book, barring Maya from any further discussion. Fall in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. I woke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat.
So there is an actual lizard.
Maya was already up, shuffling through her school bag with enigmatic grin. The first day of school. Haha, Hannah, you're finally awake. Her voice sliced the air like a knife, and I winced. She was definitely a morning person. It's time for the first day of school. Aren't you excited? I can't wait to see what's going to happen. What do you mean? Is something special happening today? Heh. Something strange always happens on the first day of school, especially to someone like you. What is that supposed to mean, you bitch?
You're me. Anyway.
Don't touch me, please. She winked.
Don't touch me in the middle of class.
Someone like me? You know what I mean. A main character. She smiled and started messing with a pile of papers on her desk. Does it say anything else? Ah!
Me too. Alright.
Things seemed to go well yesterday, and thank goodness for that. I seem to have somehow made a friend named Mai, and she's really cute.
Yeah, we're getting delayed.
I'm lucky that I have her on my side. She seems popular and kind. Aside from that, I ran to this group of guys called the Normal Boots Club. They're pretty popular. I wonder whether I could get in with them too. You know...
Oh, that's still day 2.
Why did it show us that I got a date? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe it's foreshadowing.
No, I think it's just poor programming.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah, that's a good place to stop.
Alright, yeah, save and we'll...
Alright, so saving... Yeah, I'm just going to save it too.
Yeah.
That's confusing. Can I delete this? I guess not. Alright, I guess we'll just pick back up.
We'll figure something out. We'll see you guys in a later episode.
Yay, okay.
Fuck.
Bye. Just exit out of this.